Howdy, good morning. My name is Rob and you are watching Junk Monkey Treasures. And I'm just an old treasure hunter. Vast majority of my treasure hunting these days is done in thrift stores, antique malls, yard sales, and places like that. Looking for treasures that I can either add to my personal collection or sell online for a profit so we can fund future treasure hunts. Today we've got 4 things going out of here so far. We have a Black Diamond Disney copy of 101 Dalmatians. This sold yesterday while we were filming yesterday's video at the Goodwill. So decided, you know what, there's been a pretty good bit of VHS cycling through. Let me go see if they've got any more Black Diamond. Lo and behold, they had another copy of it sitting there. So I picked it up along with a few others. So we will get this listed today. All we have to do is copy the old listing, add new pictures, and we're done. We also sold a sealed DVD copy of Secondhand Lions. I think we got like $5 for it. I think the 101 Dalmatians, I think that's one that's been up long enough that I had it turned to free shipping. So I make about the same money. It's just when you add free shipping, it seems to sell a little better. So we sold it for like $11.99 free ship. It's about $5 to ship. By the time eBay takes their fees out, we make $3-4. But when you sell as many of them as I do and you pay as little as I do for them, it adds up over a while. So, you know, I sell 4, 5, 6 of these in a week. That's $20 I can go out and spend on better items like Patagonia backpacks. Y'all saw me pick this up in a recent video. I was on our way out and it was on the cart, didn't have a price tag on it. Thankfully, they put one on it for me for $16 and we sold it. A lot of interest in this bag. I had it listed for 140 or 150 free ship. A lot of people asking me, what's the lowest you'll take? I kept telling everybody 112, but I had offers turned on. It would not take an offer less than $75, and I got a lot of $75 offers. But I also had it set to automatically accept $100. So one of the people that kept sending me little small ones and I kept rejecting them and kept telling them 112, they finally offered $100 and we got her sold. So that'll go out of here today. It's a good profit maker. Didn't make a ton of money by the time we pay fees and everything, but it was really good profit. And last but not least, so far for the day, we had a viewer reach out about this stoneware made in Portland, Oregon by Nick Molitor Butterbell. It's in excellent condition and you know who you are. Thank you so much. I can honestly say that is the second verified viewer purchase in my entire YouTube history. So thank you. I really appreciate that. And folks, listen, you don't have to go to my store and buy things from me just to be buying things from me. I don't do this looking for customers. I do this just to show you guys what I do. If you really, really, really want to support me, the best thing you can do is watch these videos, hit those likes up buttons, turn that bell notification on. Things like that will really help support me and the channel. If you do want to go to my eBay store, or if you see something in a video that you really like and you really want for real, for yourself, not just to support me, reach out. I'm happy to make it available for you. So, but still, I'm not out here trying to be one of those content creators who builds a huge following and will buy anything I list. That kind of gets on my nerves seeing other content creators do that. I really like finding good stuff that I know people will actually want for the item itself, not because of me. But again, if you do see something in one of my videos, reach out. I'm happy to make it available for you. So we got all of this to package up and get to the post office, which means if I leave this house, I'm going thrifting. I'm doing treasure hunting. I don't ever make single purpose trips. So we're going to get this boxed up, get it labeled up, get it to the post office. We'll make a quick run through the Goodwill and see if any more nice art glasses come out. I got some family stuff to tend to later this afternoon, so it'll probably be a real quick trip. But later in the day, we still got a lot of work to do. We got all of that art glass listed on Knickknacks for the live sale. I'll try to put a link to that down below. It's going to be on Saturday the 22nd. But you can pre-bid, you can create your account and all of that good stuff. And I'm also, since we got that taken care of, I'm going to schedule a second live show, this time for pottery, studio art pottery, Mexican folk art pottery, vintage pottery, anything. If it's made out of clay or porcelain and fired in a kiln, we're going to have a show for it. There's stuff from Italy, Mexico, Japan, America. So a lot of good pottery is going to get listed for sale. If I get that created and a few listings added to it, we will put the link to that show also down in the comments. So like and subscribe. Come along for the ride. Let's get out there and see if we can find some treasures. And just like that, we are in my local Goodwill. They had a new cart waiting on us. And I pulled this tree-shaped vase marked Erhaus. Don't know. I've never seen this before, but we're going to look it up. It's pretty cool. There are also 4 of these Pyrex. They look like Friggies, but I think they're more for baking. I don't know. I'm going to look them up. Say there were 4 of them. I've got 3 of them in the basket. The 4th one didn't have a lid. But we're going to look them up. And then we got a couple of these Last Supper glass trays. I think we're going to leave those. One of them is amber glass, one of them is green. The amber may have a cadmium glow, but I actually don't have my light with me today. So we'll just leave those here. Take you down through here and see if you guys can spot something that I missed. There is a dolphin-shaped bottle opener? Lid? Nope, bottle opener. That's kind of funky. $4.49. Somebody come get with Goodwill. They're drunk and pricing things crazy. I love these little baggies. This one doesn't really have anything in it I see that I like. Back up so you guys can see a little better.
This price hasn't tested it less than an hour ago.
Ooh, Chris is bringing us a cart full of electronics, and I see a bunch of lamps. And you guys know I've been looking for a new lamp for my bedside table. So hopefully we'll find one today. Well, the electronic cart didn't have anything on it for us. But just around the corner on the kitchen glassware aisle, we've just spotted this little mid-century etched bud vase. What do they want for $3.79? It's like eggshell thin. I think we'll leave it. There's a pair of little etched dimitas, I guess you'd call them, little cordials or something. A couple of days ago when I was in here, somebody was asking for one of these. I don't buy these because you never know what somebody has put in that thing. And this one has got all kind of color on it. But you don't know who had it last and what they were grinding up in it. And it might not be something conducive to food. So I don't buy those used. Go through here and see what we can see. I did not see anything over there. Turn around and look on the other side real quick. This is where they put what they believe to be the higher end dishes. And I don't see anything over there. I'm going to take this time to look these Pyrex dishes up and see if they're worth taking. Here's another case of, if you're patient, everything shows up at the thrift. If you collect UV reactive glass, whether it's uranium glass, Vaseline glass, cadmium glass, neodymium, any of the UV reactive, neodymium isn't, but if you collect anything that glows under a black light, it'll show up at the thrift eventually. What do they want for this one? Tried to grab that and it just about fell to the floor. What do they want for it? $7 almost, $6.79. Not bad. I have found black light bulbs that fit regular sockets. I found fluorescent ones like that. I've even found the LED ones. If you're just patient, what you need will eventually show up. Come through here and see if there's anything. Those things right there used to be super hot. You could buy these things for that amount of money and then part them out, and every single part would bring you that much money or more. Not so much anymore. There's that food slicer again. We're going to leave it again. All right, well, nothing in the electronics. They've picked this one over a little bit. Let's get a second look at it, see if there was anything buried that we missed. Monkey! Been a while since we spotted a monkey. Oh well, we'll keep going until we find something. Here's another case of, if you're patient, it'll show up at the thrift. I can't tell you the last time I bought bar soap at full retail, because it's always here, or it shows up quite often. There's Zest, fancy soaps, Irish Spring, more fancy soap, more Irish Spring. So, yeah, let's look down here. Here's some more Zest and a different flavor of Zest. I think I'm actually going to look these up. So you'd be surprised how often discontinued things like bar soap are worth money. So I'll look those up. Well, folks, we made it back from the Goodwill. It wasn't a very good trip to the Goodwill. I mean, it wasn't a bad trip. It's always fun going out treasure hunting, but we didn't find a whole lot. And that's why we call it treasure hunting instead of treasure finding. You're not going to find something every single time you go. And that's okay. That's the times when you take the opportunity while you're there to research things on the shelf that you normally don't look at. I can't tell you how many times I have found things that I had no idea were valuable enough to list online to sell for a profit. We didn't find anything this time, but we never waste time. It's never a waste of time to go in there and look. So this time we found some more VHS. We found another black diamond. And to the person on a recent video who commented about black diamond are worth absolutely nothing, I seem to sell a lot of them. I've gone over this before. No, they're not worth the thousands of dollars that people thought they were not too terribly long ago. There's all kind of theories on there on what was going on there. And what happened was there were some fake sales on eBay, several of them, for black diamond, for thousands of dollars. They were always sold by somebody who'd never sold anything before. They were always bought by somebody who had zero feedback. So we know they're probably not real. Now, why this was happening, nobody knows for sure. And the people that do know, they're not telling or have it told. One of the biggest theories is that it was money laundering for whoever, the mafia, drug lords. There's another theory that eBay did it themselves to hype things up. And nobody knows. It's all theory. And what happened is some journalist caught wind of the black diamond Disney selling for thousands of dollars, and without doing any research, without verifying her facts, she wrote this article about, you may have thousands of dollars sitting in your garage. Do you have any old Disney films? That piece, that article, it went out over the wire. It got a lot of views really quick, kind of went viral a little bit. And all of a sudden, everybody thinks they're worth thousands and thousands of dollars. People were going out and buying them, spending all this money on them, and just to find out that, no, it wasn't really true. So now the public, especially resellers, have this knee-jerk reaction where, the clock pendulum was way up over here. It just went from being down here to swinging way up here with a popular but untrue story. Now it finally gets out that the stories are not true, and the pendulum swings all the way back over here. And now everybody thinks, well, Black Diamond Disney's not worth anything. Well, yeah, it's worth a little. No, it's not worth these thousands of dollars, but no, it's not also worth zero. No, they're not high-end investment grade collectibles. But if that's the only thing you're wanting to buy and sell is high-end vintage investment grade collectibles, good luck to you. You got to make the meat and potatoes money. You got to make those small sales. If you're not making those small sales and you're only putting those high-end things up there, there's going to be times where you make $0 for lengthy periods of time. Now, these Black Diamond Disney movies, I sell a handful of them every week. You see me at the beginning of most of my videos saying, hey, look, we sold another Black Diamond. I get $5 to $10 a piece for them. By the time I pay fees and shipping materials and all of that stuff, I'm probably making $3.50, $4 a piece on them, up to about $6 or $7 a piece on them in profit. And no, that's not a lot of money, but it's not a lot of work. I get these for 9 cents a piece currently. They are very easy to list. They're very easy to store, and they're very easy to ship. So I don't mind. If I sell 4, 5, 6 of these in a week, that's $20 plus that I get to spend on art pottery. I'm trading a couple of dimes for more money, and then I take the more money and go spend it on art pottery or art glass. And then I take that piece and I sell it for $10, $20, $30 or more. That's kind of how this whole thing works. If all you're doing is this stuff up here, all this high price stuff, you're going to go broke quick and you're going to hate reselling. I'm an old miner. And if you're mining anything, your smalls are your paychecks. The big things you find, those are the home runs that come along occasionally. And when you make that big payoff on a big thing that you find, that great big nugget of gold instead of a handful of flour, well, that handful of flour weighs the same as that big nugget. You're not going to find very many big nuggets. You're going to find all that flour gold. Same thing with the gemstones. You're going to find the little, what we call bead grade or B grade stuff that's not worth faceting into ring or pendant or earring gemstones. You're going to find a ton of that compared to the great big museum grade pieces. Well, if you can't make your living off the smalls, you're going to die trying to do nothing but the bigs. So there you go. That's my opinion on the matter of Black Diamond being worth nothing. Yeah, they are worth something. I prove it almost daily. Just keep watching. You'll see me. I guarantee you Monday or Tuesday, I will have another Black Diamond sold. Some of them sell almost as fast as I can list them. The Little Mermaid, for instance. Now, everybody believes that the Little Mermaid was banned because of the cover art. No, they weren't banned. They didn't catch it until really, really late. They stopped producing them. They were scheduled to stop producing them anyway, but they're not rare. And the story goes that the artist found out that after he finished the cover art for that VHS, he was going to be let go. So he slipped a little something naughty into his design. And yeah, it's there. It's unmistakable once you see it. But it was never banned. They didn't pull them from the shelves. They just stopped producing them and just let the matter die. And that's another part of the big myth, the hype. I've got probably 8 or 10 of them in back stock. But as soon as I list one, it sells pretty daggum quick. Sometimes it'll take a week or two to sell it. Sometimes it sells same day. But I do sell them, and that's one of them that I get closer to the $10 mark for because it's popular. People want it. People aren't buying these things as investment grade collectibles. They're buying them because people like to collect. And the most popular thing people like to collect is things that are nostalgic to them. And with Black Diamond, there's only 17 or 18 of them. So it's not hard to put a collection together. So people collect them. Maybe they want to, relive those moments in their childhood from the 80s, 90s, 70s, where they got an old CRT TV, big 20-inch, great old big 20-inch or 29-inch, and they make popcorn on the stove, some Jiffy Pop, and they kick back and they watch the old VHS movie. It just takes them back. It's a feel-good thing. So as long as people are collecting nostalgic stuff, I will continue to find it for them and provide it to them. It just is what it is, folks. So don't let people out there tell you your business. Do your own research. Look things up. Like I was saying earlier, we didn't find much that day, but I did a bunch of research in there. And there's some things I know that I can walk past now. And maybe I'll revisit something like that when this helicopter goes over. The only two helicopters we have around here are the great big ones they make here and Life Flight. That didn't sound like one of the great big ones, so that's probably Life Flight bringing somebody into the hospital. That's just a couple of blocks that way. Anywho, to get back on track with the video here, always take the time to do your own research. There are content creators out there that'll tell you all kind of crazy mess that is just not accurate. There are other content creators out there who've been around long enough that they have built up a following and they can sell things that the rest of us can't. So you got to be careful when you watch people picking up little things and saying, oh, I can sell this, I can make profit on this. Whereas you or I go out, pick that exact same piece up and list it, and it never sells. Now, they've spent time and effort, lots of both, to build that following. So don't hold that against them. They earned it. They deserve it. Just be careful that you don't try to emulate them without putting in all the work that they have put in to build that following. Do your own research. It's very important. It's probably the most important part of everything I do. There's a lot of stuff out there I love, like the Avon. I'm just counting. I've got 10 or 15 pieces of Avon up there. I maybe only have one of them listed because I know they're not valuable and people just aren't spending enough money on them to make it viable for me to go out and pay $3, $4, $5, $6 a piece for these and then try to list them to make a profit. They're only selling online for $5 or $6, some of them 8 or 10. So there are not that many of them that are worth listing, but I like them, so I pick them up every once in a while when I find one cheap enough and I like it. So again, it's that nostalgia thing. And maybe one day the market will come up on those. Who knows? Markets change. There's a lot of reseller hot items that have come and gone just in the last few years. Funko Pop being one of them. Those things, the value on them and the collector base and the market for them have just nosedived. I won't pick them up anymore. Willow Tree was another one. It was a decorative item. Look it up. They're easy to see. Those used to be reseller gold. What are some of the others? Starbucks mugs. You used to be able to pick them up, $1 or $2 a piece, and sell them for $10 to $15 a piece all day long. Some of them you get $20 or $30 for. Now there's still a few of them out there that are worth picking up if you get them cheap enough, but that market nosedived. There's just any number of things, markets like that. The things are really, really hot, and I call them fad collections. They come and they go. Beanie Babies is another one. I actually ran into a Beanie Baby collector at the Goodwill, I think on this trip where we were just picking these up. And he had a bag of them, and I was just making conversation. I'm like, you find anything good today? Oh yeah, man, I got a great deal. And he picks up, I got a whole bag of Thai Beanie Babies. I'm like, do you have a market for those, or are you just collecting? Oh no, I just collect them. So even for those things, there are people out there that collect them, but they like go to the Goodwill and get a whole great big bag of them for $5 instead of getting online and paying $5 to $10 each for them. So there's always a market for things, but whether or not it's a viable market to make profit on to pay bills is a different story. And if and when these things ever climb in price, for the last several years, my local Goodwills have charged 10 for a dollar on VHS, so 10 cents a piece. If they ever raise the price on those to a dollar or more, I'll stop buying them. But I buy them because I know that eventually that is going to happen. So I'm backstocking them. I'm piling them up because the day is going to come where I can no longer buy them at that price. Anywho, I'm rambling on, and I know a lot of you have probably already left, but the only other thing we got that day, or this day, was this lampshade. I have been trying to replace a little lamp that I sold that I kept by my bedside table forever. I put one together and set it up, turned it on, don't like it. Sometimes with lamps, the shade makes the biggest difference in the world. This one we paid $1.50 for. So we're going to put this one on that little lamp and see if it changes my opinion of my little lamp. If so, or if not, I will continue to look for small lamps. I just like them. Maybe I'll find one that I love, and the next one I find that I love, maybe I won't list it for sale, but we'll see. Anywho, folks, thank you for coming with me on my little treasure hunting adventures. It means the world to me, and hope to see you in a future one. So y'all come back now. You hear?